What I'm about to tell you now, if it did not happen to me myself, I would not have believed it. See, a few years ago, I went for a vigil, and our vigil then used to last up to mornings. So that Saturday morning happened to be environmental. There's this thing they do in Nigeria called environmental, where you're not supposed to be moving around until I think 10 a.m. in the morning. So that day the church closed late and the environmental was about to start. It starts at 7. So I was firing. I was trying to speed and get home so that I don't get caught during that period. But unfortunately for me, as I was going, the police were already out there and they just stopped me, and they asked me to park and all. And then they started to try to, get stuff for me. And then I refused. I was like, no, I'm not going to do anything. So the person got upset and said, you know what, he's going to take this matter to the end. So he seized my car, put my name in the system, and they took my car from me. So then I tried everything I could do. The amount of money they were telling me to pay, they were telling me I'm going to pay this sanity check, all those things, and it was a lot of money that time. I didn't have that amount of money. The car I was driving, it's not like I even bought it myself. It was given to me as a gift, so even to maintain it was a challenge. So when they were giving me all those bills, I didn't know what to do. So I did everything I could do to raise the money. I couldn't raise the money. I started calling people that I knew that were connected, if they could make calls for me. People tried to make calls for me. They tried to press some buttons and they were like, Omo, it's not possible. It can't happen because this car already, they put it in the system. Fast forward, they did everything they could do. Connections failed. All the relationships I had could not work. I had to find a way to get money. After I did everything, trying to get the money, I went to now meet somebody, and somebody told me the real truth, that look, this car, nobody can do anything about it. You just have to find a way to get the money and pay. The police officer that booked you really meant you. The only person that can change anything now is either the governor or the head of the office that took my car. So I mustered out faith. I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to go and meet the head of the office. And I went to meet the head of the office with my friend, and we got there and the person was not around. But the guy at the gate told us the truth, that look, even if the head of office was around, there's nothing that could be done. Only the governor can do something about it now. And I just gave up because I didn't know what else to do again. And that is where God now stepped in. At the moment I gave up, and I said, you know what, there's nothing I could do again. Guess what happened? I just stepped out. As I was stepping out of the office, immediately there was an entourage, like pam, 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 coming. Guess who? It was the governor of Lagos State then. Some of you might be able to remember this. It was I've forgotten his name then. He was the one that came in and just Ambude, yes, that was the president governor then. He just came in and was like, what are all these cars doing here? What are all these cars doing here? I don't want to see any car here by the end of today. It was like magic. You know what really baffled me about this was that a day before that day, I was talking to a pastor friend of mine, and I told him that I've tried everything I could do. They said it was only the governor. And he said something to me. He said, who is the governor before God? Who is the governor before God? And it just sounded cool to say, who is the governor before God? But come on, it's the governor. Where do I want to find the governor? And guess what? Here was the governor, and he gave a direct instruction that before the end of this day, he wanted every car to be released. And this was almost after a week my car was seized. And like magic, they gave me the car keys of my car, and I drove it out without paying what I was supposed to pay. It was like a dream. You know what I learned from that incident? You see, God does not need an army to save. Are you hearing me? God does not need an army to save. When the Bible says you will not see wind, you will not see rain, but the valleys will be filled with water. God allowed me to come to the end of myself. And then that thing that he felt I thought was impossible, he did it. You see, the governor, you don't have access to the governor, but he moved the governor. The Bible says that the heart of a king is in the hand of God. So I just want to encourage you today. I don't know what that situation is that you're going through that looks impossible. Where could I have had access to the governor? But this was God, the one that has the heart of kings in his hand, moved the governor for my sake. God is going to move people for your sake. God is going to move kings for your sake. God is going to move circumstances for your sake. It doesn't matter whether you're not equipped. It doesn't matter whether you don't have the necessary qualification. Put your eyes on God. He doesn't need an army to save. He doesn't need the wind or the rain to fill your valleys. He will fill the valleys with water. You're God backed.